Hello, everyone. I'm Danny, and we are working through the workbook Vision, Goals, and Self-Evaluation. We are in chapter number 5, which is Lifestyle and Financial Goals. And the previous video, we've given you some guidance around going through these questions that are in the workbook and really digging into what's important to you as it relates to this section. Now, what we want to do is a quick overview and talk about what are the things that you gained from this exercise. So the first one is, how do you define success? What did you write there? I'm always curious, and what I find is most people realize it's less about money than they think it is. It's about freedom. It's about independence. It's about choices. It's about making the world a better place. The next one to consider there, again, what were your financial goals? So again, celebrate the things that you've already accomplished. Some of you have accomplished a lot. Some of you maybe are at the very start of this. So again, recognize in this workshop, a lot of people will be in this. And so again, take this for what it is and where you need it, apply it where it needs to be applied. And certainly if you're past some of these points, no worries. It's helpful for other people along the way. And then what are the mental and emotional constructs? This is big. And I really hope that you are working with your counselors and therapists and all the people maybe that you have in your life to say, I want to knock this thing out of the park. I want to live the best life I can live. See, a lot of people think that you go to counseling and therapy because you have all these problems, and maybe it's nothing wrong with that. But I think everybody should be going to therapy and counseling. Everybody, why not? If somebody could help you live a better life, wouldn't you want to know how to do that? And so this is that idea. Where am I limited? Where am I limiting myself? What emotional constructs can you see? What questions could I ask? So again, think about what you wrote there, what action steps you'll take, who you're going to work with to overcome those. What things can you do immediately to eliminate any negative energy or limitations around this? What negative energy did you have? Did you see some of that? Were there some childhood programming? Was there something that really limits you growing up and you want to change that now? Just consider that. And then the other thing we talked about was your home. Home is where the heart is, right? So what is the perfect home? What are the aspects of that home? A visual representation of it, and then what's it going to take to live in that home? It's such a big part of how we live. It's that safety, that security, that innovation, that inspiration, and we want to make sure you have that clear. So what is the greatest asset from living in your home, and what are the joys that come from it? And then we jumped into money. So how did you answer this? What's important about money to you? Read your answers. Read them out loud. What's important about money to you, and why is it important? Why did you write those things down? Where did that influence come from? And I'd encourage you to think about what you wrote. Is that scarcity based or is that abundance based, right? Are the things that's important to you about, some people say money's important to me because I don't ever want to run out. That's a little bit of a scarcity mentality. Not wrong, but it is scarcity mentality, right? Other people may say, money's important to me because I want to have more than enough to take care of my family, help the people around me, and share. Great. That's a little bit of an abundance mentality. So just dig into a little bit deeper of what you wrote, why you wrote it, and is that in alignment with what you want your life to be about? Down at the bottom, how much money do you need to live the life you want? How much is enough? And how will you know when you have enough? Oh, that word enough is, I just think there's so much energy around that word. It's such a crazy word in our vocabulary. But enough. It's a weird. Are you enough? Are you being enough? All those kind of things. Enough is almost a guilt. It's a guilt word, right? Somehow we're not enough or whatever. So the idea is, how do you know when you're enough? And so there's something really powerful in knowing that you're content. I'm content with where I am. I've got enough. I hope I have a lot more. I'm going to work to get a lot more, but I'm completely fine today where I am. There's being in that present moment, being happy, being content, and not always feeling like I've got to get to the next level. I've got to get to the next level. If your identity is totally wrapped up in getting to the next level, you're probably never truly living in the present moment. And so this is an opportunity for you to uncover some of those things. What is your biggest frustration about money? And then give examples of people with money that you admire. How was that story for you? All right. Did you have one? Did you have more than one? Were there lots of people? Were they friends? Were they family? Was it a movie star? Was it somebody you don't even know? It could be any number of those things. But again, think about how that interacts with you. And then describe their relationship with money. How do they use money to serve themselves and others in productive ways? And then what can you learn from them? Okay. So what are some of the things that you learned from them? What did you write there? And then maybe go back and read this over and over. And then maybe you want to write some affirmation statements around this. Like maybe you said, I've learned from them that money is a tool to help other people. Great. Then maybe what you want to do is set up a daily affirmation. I live in abundance. I have more than enough money that I need, and I'm able to help those people around me. So it allows you to write some very positive and proactive affirmation statements that can be part of your daily life. And then under that, foundations of a successful plan. I am such a believer, have always been in my financial background, in an emergency fund. I hope every single one of you who are watching this develop an emergency fund, and you get yourself to the point that you're not living paycheck to paycheck, stressed out by everything that's happening. I know that's hard on some income levels, but the goal is to find a way. Number 2, to save 10% of everything you make. Have a definite plan to be debt-free, and have a definite plan to be financially independent. If you did not check yes on those, figure out how to check yes on every one of those boxes. If you don't know how, go get a financial advisor and say, this is what I need to do. I don't know how to do it. Don't even know where to start. Help me get started, okay? And then in financial independence, describe in detail your plan. And if you don't know now, keep working on this page until you have a clearly defined financial plan. I've even seen people take this and frame it and put it up, maybe in their in a special place in their house where they go back to it, and it's part of their goal setting and visualization and manifesting, all those kind of things, law of attraction, any of those things that we believe are important. And then financial freedom is all figuring out, where is all the money going? And so the goal is, first, I'll figure out how much recurring residual income you want coming in per month for the rest of your life, and when you're going to have that. That's your financial freedom goal. It's your financial freedom date. I'm going to have this amount of money coming in by this date, and that's going to give me the freedom to live the life that I want. This is what financial advisors help you do. You're going to say, I'm going to have this residual income coming in from these sources. And again, these are examples. You may say something today, and 3 years later, you find out it's completely different. It's not necessarily always true that you get it exactly right. It's important that you set the concept in your mind, and you create the possibility for this to exist and to be true. That law of attraction, manifesting. Identify the people, information, and resources to reach your goals. So what did you write there? Do you have an uncle? Do you have a friend? Do you have a neighbor? Is there a financial advisor in your church? Is there somebody in your BNI chapter, your networking group? Is there somebody that can help you to be able to do those things? And then where is all the money going? And this is where we're going to talk about the assets. So your money is going in 3 categories. It's either building assets, it's going to expenses and debt, or it's building memories. And so we want to divide it in those 3 categories. So what percentage of your income is going to building assets, and write those things down? What percentage is going to expenses or depreciating items, and write those things down? And then what percentage of your money is going to making memories, and write those things down? The last ones we talked about was giving back. So how are you giving back? Maybe time, maybe money, maybe energy. Maybe you're an encourager, okay? Maybe you are developing something and putting it out to the world. Maybe you're doing a daily motivation on YouTube. Whatever it is that you're doing, how are you giving back, and how are you impacting the world around us? And then what do you love most about being part of the kind of organizations that you're a part of? And then we ask you to describe a typical day in your life of financial independence. And this is where this is going to take a lot of time. I want you to keep working on this page. This is not a once and done. This is a go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. It's a never-ending process. And it may change for you over time. But what does that look like for you? What is the big picture? What is it that you really want to accomplish? And then get clear about that, and then start manifesting that into your everyday life. Okay. All right. That's a lot, but that's the lifestyle and financial goals. Again, lots of resources out there. I'm trying to give you encouragement, ideas, questions, goals. But again, there's a zillion great people out there that can take you deeper and further, that can add to all the things that we're talking about. This is certainly not the end all of end all. This is a starting point for you, or a clarity point for you to understand, and then get all the resources you need to reach your goals. Okay. Glad to be part of the journey with you. We've got another chapter now, and this is interpersonal relationships and self-esteem. So wrapping all of this together into confidence and self-esteem. I'll see you in the next section.